And so there was a point when my ex had asked me, how did you get over all your problems? Because that was the delusion I was currently operating under. And I said, I just thought about it. And, like, I do think there's value in that, but also I don't want to repeat my mistakes and assume that I'm solving everything. I don't think most of my problems can be solved. Not by me and not by any therapist. I think my parents could help, a lot of them, but they choose not to, and that's very upsetting. My brothers could. My little brother possibly has more problems than me, which is why I haven't really talked to him. I've just wanted to leave him alone. But everyone else is a failure and a fuck-up who punched down when they should have punched up. And still aren't punching up. And yeah, it's frustrating to have them say that they care while showing me that my life is worth nothing to them. My life isn't even worth admitting they were wrong, isn't even worth honesty. But luckily, my happiness, my self-worth, is not inherent to what my parents or anyone else thinks about me. It's based on my choices, what I do with what I've got. And what I've got is not a lot. It used to be everything. It felt like I had loving friends, the illusion of a loving family, but then we moved. And though I made great friends in a new place, we moved again, before I could really solidify those relationships. And so then being stunted and, you know, my roots were cut, basically. I couldn't make friends like I made before. I still can't. That's why I'm convinced that I will die alone. Because I don't have, no one has the capacity to be my friend at this stage in my life. I've got too much bullshit, I've got too much behind me, and I'm not capable of letting go of the people who matter most to me, even though they're not here anymore. Most of them are still alive, and so there's that distant hope that someday we'll be able to get together and have a good time again. But realistically, I don't think it's gonna happen. I think I'll probably die alone, and that's sad, upsetting. I don't spend a lot of time thinking about it because it's just a probably. And the way that I die might be very interesting, depending on how things go. Who knows, basically. And part of my previous problems were I was very delusional and narcissistic. And I wanted to be the smartest, the best, and I wanted to be right about everything, and so often I would pretend to be right about everything, or even fool myself into thinking I was right about everything, or just a thing, when I wasn't actually. And even when other people would try to show me either my own hypocrisy or just how I was wrong versus reality, I wouldn't let them. I would make up excuses, I would dodge and deflect, and it's, you know, the same abusive bullshit that my parents are doing. And I wish I could have recognized it sooner and avoided passing it on to my friends, because my friends didn't deserve it, and my friends did deserve much better. And I basically lied to them. I made the same promises and assurances that my parents made to me, and reneged on them in the same way that my parents did to me. So what I mostly want to do is set the record straight, both in my own head and for, you know, anyone who might watch, especially people who knew me. I don't think they will, but, like, it's part of the iterative process. This is just another loop where I'm ironing out my perspective, and it's probably not the last one. It's probably not the one I will present to anybody. I'm just gonna upload it, and, you know, people can get out of it whatever they want. Oh, that's not the best spot for that star. But yeah, it feels good to just talk about all this shit. Whether anyone will see it or not, whether it fixes anything externally or not, it's good to get out and Yay! Oh god! Don't bite me, don't bite me. Bite me. Ah! We thought he was gonna go the other way. I don't know why. But the alarming thing is I think it's a very common problem, especially in America, the United States at least. The Midwest at least, where I grew up. And people should be more aware that parents are mistreating their children regularly, and everyone in the class might normalize that kind of thing and just talk about, you know, whose parents are the worst, whose parents are, you know... Like, that's the thing, I normalized a lot of the bad shit that my parents were doing, because other kids had worse stories, and so I was like, oh, well shit, my parents aren't that bad, those parents are bad, I'm lucky, my parents must be good. When they're not, really. They're terrible people. Got water here. I quit booze this year. Say quit. I'm taking a break from booze for now. It's currently toward the end of January, actually it's the last day of January, and I haven't had booze at all this year, this 2025. No alcohol, and I won't have any until I'm with people I love. Either at like a party or something, and I don't think it's very likely, and it's not something I'm like holding my breath for, and I want to drink differently when I do go back to it. I don't want to hide in alcohol anymore. Because that's kind of what I was doing before, is I would think about how sad I was and alone I was and how nothing was ever going to change, and then I would drink about it, and while that can get me through that night, it reinforces, like, that really does become like a self-fulfilling prophecy, because instead of working on any of the problems, I'm just sitting there making myself less healthy and practicing worse habits than I would be if I was sober and using my brain. And so it's only been a month, and so I don't want to say, you know, oh, I've done it, I'm cured and all this, and seeing a magical transformation, but like it does make a difference. It definitely makes a difference, and I don't know, I guess I'm looking forward to seeing where this stuff goes when it's not destined to end up at the bottom of the bottle. When it's, when I can actually kind of learn and change things instead of giving up. I had a dream where I had vodka. I definitely miss it still, but like, I think that's part of this whole process too, is finding things to do to replace drinking and breaking old habits. So in a way, even though this is a very spastic, sporadic, not spontaneous really, but like spontaneous, I guess. Like, it's not a very polished video I'm making here, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter nearly as much as the fact that I'm making this video instead of drinking, or I'm making this video without drinking. I actually don't know if I can get all the coins out the ship up. I think I can. But the thing about alcohol is, people will get the wrong impression. If someone sees you with a drink ever, they're gonna make up this whole narrative about how much you drink, how often, why. And it doesn't matter what you say. They think they know better than you. Even though they only have, like, movie version understanding of alcoholism. But yeah, mostly I want to get out all the shit that's been weighing on my mind my whole life. And then see what happens after that, you know, go from there. Because there is somewhere to go, or at least I can narrate my slow demise, I don't know. Whatever happened, you know. I don't just want to give up, I don't want to crawl away and vanish. I wish I had more options. So I need, what, 6 blue coins? How convenient. I only know this order because I was just watching a video. And the video wasn't even about this part, but it featured this part in one clip, and I was like, oh, okay. Northwest, east, south, I can remember that. And since it was just yesterday, I still remember. Normally I'd be buzzing it up, hitting every wrong treasure chest before eventually stumbling upon the right solution. And that's what I might do in the Dire Docks level that's kind of like that. In terms of long-term projects, I'd like to make my own video game. I've done a few projects in like Game Maker and Flash back when I was a kid and teenager, and I have ideas, but it's just hard to focus on anything, especially with the world the way it is right now. And you know, I would like to make games with my friends, but we're all split up, and it's unclear what kind of future any of us might have. I'm feeling pretty good so far. You know, I never know how these things are gonna go until I start, or even until I get significantly underway. But this feels good. It feels like I'm getting stuff out. It feels like, I don't know, just having this shit in a video that I can reference for my own sake lets me get it out of my mind. Lets me, like, put it in a container, basically, and free up my resources for other things. And so I think that's kind of what I might have been getting at when I was talking about it being hard to focus, given the world and all. I can compensate for that to a degree, but we're so constantly overwhelmed that it's impossible to do it the right way, or in the way that they would actually allow to happen. So it's like you have to play by their rules or they take you out of the game. And I'm done playing by their rules. I quit my job last year because I was tired of being treated like a fucking thing. You know, code monkey, that kind of thing. Go up to the building because we pay for the building and we get tax breaks if enough people use the building. You obviously don't need to be at the building. You do all your work remotely and you do a great job, but we're gonna make you come to the building to do worse work because that makes us more money. Like, oh, okay. No, not okay, actually. Pretty fucked up, I'm out. And there were a lot of other things, too. It's hard to find a good company to work for, because only the evil ones are allowed to make money. And it's really fucked. So I'm scared. I'm scared that, you know, I won't find something to sustain my life. That I'll have to get rid of the few things that I have left and, you know, eventually just die alone. Unfulfilled. But I mean, that's common, unfortunately. It happens to a lot of people. It's a natural outcome for many lives. But like, I'm not too... I mean, I'm upset about it, but I'm not in a constant fit of screaming rage. Why did I do that? Because I made mistakes. Like, I didn't play every card right. I didn't make every call correctly. But it's because, a lot of the times, it's because the hand I was dealt was bad, or someone lied to me about what the cards actually do. And when I could play, even. Like, they miseducated us. They lied about what to expect on a fundamental level out of ourselves and out of life and the world. And then whenever we run into problems because we're operating under those assumptions that they gave us, they blame us. They say we're naive and we should have known better. And it's like, well, we're working off of your fucking rule set, man. It's not my fault that it doesn't make sense. You fucking chose this and you insist that it's the only way that can happen. So I'm done pretending that it's worth working for bad people. I'm done accepting lies. I'm done blaming myself for their mistakes, but I will take blame for what I did wrong. It is a lot. But it's still not fair how things have gone, how things are going. I'm not sure what I can do about it, though. So yeah, a lot of the stuff I've said so far hopefully makes some kind of sense, but will probably make more sense with more context. So I think it might be best if I just tell... It all started when I was born. The year was 1991. October. I don't know what hospital, but it was in Kansas. I was gonna say I'm like Superman, but he wasn't born in Kansas. Very distinct difference in how Superman arrived in Kansas versus my emergence from a human woman. I'm really out of practice when it comes to voicing my thoughts, and I have a strange way of looking at the world, and no one has been around to correct me or even provide feedback on the things I say. So, it's gonna be weird, and it's not always gonna make sense to anyone but me, but I will try to explain why it makes sense to me, at least, and then if you meet any other weird brain people, you might understand them better. Really. And I don't mind being a clown to a degree. People are funny, and I've definitely laughed at other people, especially their choices, or even just like, even involuntary shit, like the noises that people make sometimes. Like, it's funny. I'm sorry you sound funny, but you do. I can't control what makes me giggle. Mostly, I don't mind being... I gotta be careful how I phrase it, because like, I don't want to just be the butt of the joke. I want there to be some engagement, some involvement on my part, some participation, versus just being like forced to take shit. But like, I admit that I'm a funny person, and I don't try not to be. I don't try to put on this air of seriousness most of the time. Man, 100 coin star in this one's easy, huh? I might as well get it. So easy. And so when I say things like, I emerged from a human woman, I recognize it sounds funny, even though I might not address that, and I might play it straight for extra effect. Or I might just be serious, and that's how I think of it. Sometimes even I don't know. But it's okay to laugh, and it's okay to point out what I say that humans don't say. I talk about humans a lot, despite being one, which makes me sound like I'm not one. But it's more that I try to talk about us as a collective, as a whole. Like, I am not humans, I am a human. There's a big difference. And there are smarter ways, more palatable ways to phrase everything that I say. Anything can be rephrased. And from there, it's almost a matter of taste. But I didn't have a butt ready. Like, and I feel the need, or I have the desire, to try to cover all my bases ahead of time. And part of that is me projecting, because I think I like to know what to expect, you know? Get your scooting, dude. Dude. I don't think I can... Oh, I got him. I haven't had this happen before. Got him. Couldn't be easier. Because I feel like if I was watching this video, I would want to know what the fuck this crazy guy is gonna say or might do before investing too much time in it, but like, we're already past that point, I think. And I can't prepare you, because I don't know. I'm hoping to keep it chill in this one, you know? Yeah, I don't know, I'm gonna say shit weird, I'm gonna say weird shit, I'm gonna say shit you might disagree with, and that's completely fine. Let me know what you actually think, what the fuck? If I have an opinion, that's bad, you know, I mean, whatever, it's an opinion, but if I'm presenting something as fact that isn't, please correct me. Try not to do that. Because I'm about to tell my whole life story, and who knows what kind of stupid shit I'm gonna say, or why. I guess I'm scared. We'll try to deal with it as we go. See, this is another problem with actual therapists. I can't just stall indefinitely for time, because I'm paying for the time.